Good day, Lords and Ladies, welcome back to Shadowrun Dragonfall. Well, we have a lot to do. Yeah. Talk to people. Let's see what this other DVD's got on it. Third DVD. A soft whine fills the air, the ancient DVD player spins to up to speed. Track 1. Disc goes blank for a moment, then the face of Green Winters winks to the screen. It is, let's see, the 5th day of the 8th month, 2042. I was thinking about Adrian today, not as he was when he disappeared, not as a fabled dragon slayer or the big-time CEO of Dale Defense. I was thinking about when we were kids. Well, I was always more of a kid than he was, of course, 15 years older than me. In a way, he was more like a parent than a brother. Winter pauses, his gaze drops to an invisible point on the table in front of him. So I was thinking about this time when we were on holiday. Our parents took us out to the island of Pulle to enjoy the beach. I'd been about 5 years old, Adrian was 20. It would be his last family vacation for us. A year later, he'd begin his meteoric rise to fame and fortune. But on this trip, he was my brother. And I fell out of the little paddling boat that our parents rented and started to sink fast into the Baltic. He was the one who dove in to rescue me. You saved my life that day, Adrian. I love you forever for that, and I will find you. I owe you that much. Yeah, well, you ended up fried on the floor. Display, yeah. Next date, about a year later. I found old news articles that mentioned Adrian from way back in 2036. It was printed in a finance magazine called Das Finanzwesen, one of those chick print paste mags we produced for retro crowd. There aren't any clues in here, but it's good to see someone else acknowledging his existence. With the scan of the device. SK stock suffers in post buyout brain drain November 12th of the 12th 2039. In the aftermath of Dragonfall's hostile takeover of Serd Cooper SKI, a continental brain drain of high-level executives is causing ongoing worry amongst the company's shareholders. The company's stock took a major hit when Loftwood disposed of former CEO Weifman Griff Bennett last August. 3 months later, long-held power positions within the SK Empire continued to be emptied as the Dragon consolidated its power base. The most recent casualties of the takeover include Alexander Korbiosk, former COO of Munitions, Mutas Dunner, former treasurer of Datafax, Wayne Hydrian, former CEO of Dern Defense. Harding stepped into the role of replacing Dr. Adrian Volclair, who disappeared under mysterious circumstances 2 years ago. Windows' face winks back onto the screen, so here you have it. That's what they have to say about Adrian a mere 2 years after his disappearance. My brother, a footnote. That's interesting. If we think about it like this, and like there's something involved, it probably means there's going to be another dragon. Because obviously Loftweir is a very powerful dragon. So we might be having to fight 2 dragons. Part 3. This track does load, it's clearly corrupted, the screen is filled with mangled streams of text. Yeah. Track 4. It's clearly corrupted. Track 5. Dr. Von Clare, it's my sad duty to inform you that the unanimous vote of the Ostrat by Ostrat, your position of the CEO of the Defense will be terminated at the end of the calendar month. Your continued misallocation of company funds to pursue personal agendas will not be tolerated any longer. The supervisory board is not unsympathetic to your mental state. The trauma that you endured during your pursuit of Dragon Feuerschwinge must have been enormous, but your continued obsession with the dragon, the dead dragon I might add, has proven negative influence on the company and unjustified drain on the company resources. The board wishes you all the best in your future endeavours. We have prepared a generous severance package to assist you in your time of transition. If there is anything more that you can do to help, please don't hesitate to ask. Yeah, so probably he got pushed out because he was trying to find the dragon, and the powers that be wanted him silenced. Right. Paul Amzell. Amzell calls you over to Soda as your son of your approach. You get eyes glued to his computer display. Black Knight, Frau Muller should be on her way, but before you go to meeting site, I have news. He glances over to you, his words trail off. Upon seeing the expression on your face, Amzell's voice becomes grave. It can wait, tell me what happened. I had some trouble on the U-bahn. Somebody set up an ambush, nothing much. Got attacked by a bunch of idiots who don't know what they're messing with. Bad news, my friend. Somebody's hunting us. They set up an ambush on the U-bahn line. Amzell pauses and gives you a curt nod. Truth be told, I've been expecting something like this might happen. I'm just glad you made it alive. Hand over the encrypted PDA. One of the attackers dropped this. Amzell takes the PDA from you and examines it. Yes, I should be able to extract some information from this. Give me a moment. He plugs the PDA into the computer and goes to work. A few minutes later, he lets out a grunt of dismay. Well, Black Knight, I was about to recover the files, but unfortunately, that's all that I ever be able to pull off of this thing. All that anyone will, truth be told. It must have been running some kind of counter-intrusion software. The instant I gained access, it bricked itself. Amzell disconnects the useless PDA and drops it into the ground. It clatters to rest on the floor. What did you manage to pull off of it? A comm file. The audio is all here, but it looks like we've only got the video from one side of the conversation. Let's see what we have. He opens the file, a nightmare's familiar face appears on the screen. Bertram, the voice bleats out from Amzell's speaker, filled the room. Aldrin, here. What's your status? Bertman, the image is garbled, but his voice sounds young and eager. Target quiet, sir. We were right. We spotted her on the U-bahn, just like you said, probably on her way to a job. As per instructions, we have a track to take. We're going to try to take her out on her way back. She's more vulnerable that way. Hopefully injured and low on ammo too, but only time will tell. Good man, proceed as instructed. Will do. Crossman is rigging up the ambush spot now. We'll try to make it quick. York with the nightmare face nods. Send me a comm when the job is done. Aldrin out. The image computer screen dies. Amzell turns to face you. Well, our scarred friend makes an appearance, Black Knight. I suspect that Green Winter's predictions are coming true. I believe Frostswinger is behind this. All under Amzell's patient exterior, you can feel the worry he's eating at him. Be on your guard, you and the rest of your team. You've made it through this attack relatively unscathed, but next time you might not be so lucky. At least we know our name to put to the face. At least we have a name to put to face Aldrin. That's not all we have. As I was saying when you first walked in, I have been productive as well. I was able to uncover some new evidence in your absence, and considerably enough, that evidence pertains to our scarred friend. You might recall that I said I'd digging into Aldrin's skin grafts. Well, I did, and that search finally borne fruit. One of my contracts outside of Berlin handles the paperwork for a private hospital across Germany. It's dull, a boring job, but does have its perks. Amzell pulls open a file on the computer. A medical chart opens up on screen. As it turns out, our scarred friend's skin grafts were performed at a legitimate hospital after all. Some good news for once. What did they say? Well, rather light on identification information. Our friend's name is listed as Max Manstraman, the local equivalent of John Doe, but they do cover his injuries in great detail. Adrian's injuries were extensive. He had 2 broken ribs and a sad pelvis, and had sustained 3rd-degree burns over 60% of his body. Most damning of all, he had suffered from acute radiation poisoning. His body absorbed over 5,000 millisieverts of ionized radiation, a lethal dose without treatment. The information dries up at that point. We know that he was treated and discharged, but what happened afterwards remains a mystery. He pauses for thought, studying your reaction. Your thoughts hold nothing back. I'd like to hear everything that comes to mind. Adrian might have spent some time in the socks. That radiation poison doesn't happen on its own. Well, the burns sound like Dragonfire, but if Firewing burnt Adrian, why would he be working for her? Don't think Adrian is working for the Firewing. I believe that he is serving her. On Green Winter's second DVD, he mentioned that there is a cult within the Socks that worships the Firewing. The disciples of the Cleansing Flame believe Adrian belongs to this cult. That's bad news, nothing more dangerous than a zealot. My thoughts exactly. A hireling can sometimes be bribed or reasoned with, a pawn can be liberated, but if the firing soldiers look up to her as a goddess figure, nothing short of killing her will deter them, even if it might not stop them. So it is possible that Adrian is a dragon cultist. This seems to fit with much of the other information that we've uncovered. Did any of the other red flags jump out at you? Adrian might have spent some time in the sock. That radiation poisoning can't happen on its own. Agreed, 5,000 millisieverts is a lot of exposure, sort of basking in the glow of an unsealed reactor. I don't know how he'd be absorbing that much ionized radiation without spending time in the socks. Alright, so Adrian is heavily irradiated, most likely from time spent in the socks. What else does that tell you? The hospital couldn't ID Adrian. Either somebody covered his tracks for him, or he's living completely off the grid. Indeed, if Adrian was a denizen of the socks, a glow punk, his lack of identification information would make sense. Amzel just his glasses, it's a working theory at any rate. So to sum up, Adrian's probably spent time in the socks. It's possible that he's even lived there as a member of the dragon cult, and he's after you. Amzel pauses for a moment before continuing. In my mind, this all reinforces one fact. We need to find Valclair, and we need to do it fast. Wait, how does that follow? Firewing's men just made an intent on your life. Black Knight, it's clear that the message we just saw was Adrian sent them out looking for you. Given enough time, he will do it again, and next time they might be successful. We must act before that happens, but before we venture back to the manor, we need to find Von Claw. All the more reason to get Alice's fund quickly, then. Agreed. There is a buzzing sound from Paul's wrist. He lifts his hand to look at the pity. As luck would have it, Flower Muller has arrived. Best of luck with the meeting, Black Knight. Remember, this is urgent. We need that money. I'm on it. Okay, 2 unread messages. Check your inbox. Payback is sweet. The screen flickers to life. Maxim's face appears. He's wearing a broad grin. You can hear the sounds of celebration in the background. Hey there, Muscle. Not sure if the Turk gave me the right address, but I figured it was worth a shot. I don't know if you heard, but our favourite polo club got hit from all sides by the F-State today. It was glorious. Anyway, I just thought you wanted to send the good news, and thanks for the help back there. I don't think we'd made it out without you. He raises his hand and salute. Take care, Black Knight. The message ends and the image fades. You find yourself back in your inbox. Another thank you message. Alexander to Black Knight. Hey Black Knight, Uncle Ditchwitz told me I could message you, so I figured I should. He probably told you that I'm living with Samsils, huh? Well, that's where I am. It's different, I'll give it that much. I like that I don't get pressured to hurt people here, so that's good. Nobody smacks me around, even though I can tell a lot of the orcs and trolls want to. Do get yelled at a lot and called a lot of names, but I guess that's making me feel bad about this kind of thing is all part of the plan. Life kind of sucks right now, but at least nobody is going to make me kill anyone. Uncle D says that it's good to get better, and maybe I will, I don't know. Anyway, what I mostly wanted to say was thanks for not killing me back in Human's compound. I had a gun on you, so totally could have, but you didn't, and I'm really glad of that. Okay. Let's see. Nothing. We're still waiting for payment on that. No keywords. Okay, so that's still one outstanding job. Okay. We spent a lot of medical items, if I recall. I might need to buy some more. So let's see what we have left. Couple of med kits. Yeah, I need to buy some more med kits, really, before anything else. We have his mission as well, which is gonna suck. Outstanding jobs, yeah. Meet with Frau Muller, take jobs. Okay, let's see if they have anything. Right, so. That's really good, and I need to get a new board. There's some really nice programs, level 2 stuff as well, that I do need to pick up. Okay. Drone is alright. Okay. So let's think about this logically. Let's see if she's updated her dialogue. Cammy puts away her calm and grins at you and perks gleam and hi. Hey pal, I missed you. Got any new stories for me? I was wondering whose stories around here were worth listening to. Well, that's classic information, chummer. If you stick around here a while, you'll figure it out soon enough. In the meantime, a little tip to start off with. I personally like chatting with the old guys. They always got some great stories. I'm not an old man. Does that mean my stories aren't great? She laughs, a little lifting giggle more appropriate for her age, and when she speaks of posture and poise. You know what I mean? People who've been around, see things, been there, done that, got the scars, want to chat about it. I'm sure they live just to talk to you. And what do they have to say? Oh, this and that, and the other thing. You can talk to them yourself if you really want the info. Just make it so that if you want to talk to Ultag, you buy a cup of coffee first, otherwise he won't stop pouting at you. What's his deal, anyway? Well, he's taking up residence as the official Turk, a stereotype and everything. Spy master, coffee brewer, outsider. It works for him. He have to make some sort of living here in the bazaar, you know. He's not got a trade skill. He's not goblinized, so he couldn't hang with Backburr. He opened normal shop. If he opened a normal shop, he would have been ousted by someone thinking he was stealing their job because he's not German. The coffee shop was a good option because it's obvious he stays exotic and does what they expect of him with intel and stuff. She pulls upside down and gets some of her hair on her face. Sorry about the intel dump. It's not really useful information, and you probably already guessed it anyway at this point, but you ask so. You've been a real doll. Got way too much information out of me though. See you around, yeah? Okay. Let's see if C has anything more to say. As you approach the counter, you find Absinthe counting a bundle of antique paper money at the till. The dark things lie ahead of you, Black Knight. You've waded through a sea of corpses before this night is through, with something at your back that I cannot see. She fidgets in agitation. I cannot look any longer, I'm sorry. Another prophecy, the last prediction that you made came true. How did you do that? You are confused. I didn't do anything. I merely related to what I saw. She blinks and looks away. What I said with you, it was an observation, nothing more. Okay. Be well, human. Right, so we're going to have to kill a lot more people. Fantastic. I have a question for you if you don't mind. Your luck, I have great many answers. What can you tell me about the adversary? He raised an eyebrow. The same Ananic idol, you mean? Ah, and the news request. What do you wish to know? It's a long story. Suffice to say that someone I know had dealings with the thing. Long story short, suffice to say that someone I know had dealings with the thing. Interesting. He stands idle for a moment and considering. First, tell me what you already know. I will then do my best to fill in the gaps. Well, from what I've heard, the adversary is essentially a devil figure. I was told that it's the embodiment of the evil. Hey man, you're the one who knows what's this stuff. Well, from what I've heard, the adversary is essentially a devil figure. I see. Very well, young human. I shall tell you what I know. The adversary is a totemic embodiment of rebellion. It is the Antichrist and an usurper, a betrayer and a symbol of defiance. It is a proud idol, utterly sure of itself and its mission. The majority of its followers are arrogant and cruel, not the most pleasant people, truth be told. That said, the advisor can be interpreted in a different ways, just as any idol or totem can. He offers you a half shrug. Some of its followers are worse than others. Yeah, I'm sure they're a charming bunch, but they're all bad, right? I'm sure they're a charming bunch. You joke, but shamans of the adversary can be quite charming. They are confident to a fault, charismatic and fluent, and flaunt their willingness to break cultural taboos. It isn't unusual for them to attract large crowds of followers, so I've heard, and they use their influence to ruin the poor sheep in their flock to them. That flock to them. Same if some of them do, yes, but not all. As I said, there are different ways of interpreting the adversary's mission, and not all of them are malevolent. After all, rebellion can be a positive force if it is harnessed by the oppressed. That said, trusting the adversary would be a mistake. It is a treacherous idol, and all of its allies are temporary. This is not a word of absolutes, young human. I would not call the adversary evil any sooner than I would a more convenient totem like the shark or bear. All can be destructive, yes, and cruel, but none are intrinsically so. So the advisory isn't what I'd been told. The Christian tradition for much of German adheres to what would argue that the adversary is Lucifer, yes, but that many other traditions would disagree. You would do well to remember that you live in the oddity amongst the six world nations. Traditionally, religious iconography still permeates German culture. Is it any surprise that people here might lean towards a view, an idol like the adversary, through a more traditional lens? No, I suppose not, you reply. Personally, I feel that calling the adversary a devil is an oversimplification of the truth. It is both more and less than Christian doctrine would have you believe, but this is a question for philosophers. Sorry. And now, young human, I have a question for you. No, not question, a request. I would like to tell me about your friend's dealings with the adversary, and I would like you to prefer. I can't do that. That story was told to me in confidence. A fact that I can appreciate, but I want to know what the adversary has been up to. After all of the help that I've offered you, I think you owe me information. You don't need to put a name to tell your friend. You don't need to put a name to your friend. Give him or her an alias if you wish, but tell me the story so I have a better guide you on the road ahead. Do we tell the truth? Tell him Glory's story, all right. Strap in. But, I don't trust him. No, I refuse. I'm sorry, Alderon. But I can't do that. You're asking. I just can't. No, because she told me that in confidence. He spread his hands. In that case, I can be of no further help to you in this matter. If there's anything else you need, that's a really hard thing to do because I don't like betraying the trust of people, so I instinctively don't like that. Plus, I don't trust him because I know that he's dodgy as anything from the first game. Okay. No point going there. I do need to go to the doctor and get these implants put in. Talk to Zeke. Okay. We'll grab some jazz. Not for me, but for one of our party members for upcoming mission. We'll go and talk to the doctor. Okay, we need two things. We need to have this. It's $5,000. Yeah, I need that, and I need was the arm one that we wanted? Yeah, induction data jack. So this is for the head, isn't it? And I needed... Yeah, because that charisma boost is really good for us. Sorry, is it charisma? Was it... Hold on. Did I pick up the wrong thing? Let's reset. Where was the thing that I picked up? Oh, that's that. Oh, this was the one that I picked up, wasn't it? The FNL +1 intelligence. Okay. I mean, if we get that, that's going to be... That with the arm is going to be 6. I have 2 grand left. I still need to buy a better deck and stuff. No. I'll go with the base one here. Because a plus 1 to int is still better than having... And to be honest, +2... And it's more than twice as much. No. So we'll grab that. And we'll get... So this one I picked up was charisma based, wasn't it? Oh, that was the blood tailoring one here. Tailored pheromones. Okay, we'll get that. And we'll get the eye jack. Right. Yeah, I know, we lose essence. Okay, so... Got it stored in my head for +1 intelligence, arm, and for the data jack. Yeah, induction into the hand, and for the body. So, right now we've got an intense of 8, which will boost various bits and pieces. Charisma of 6. Let's look at my... I probably need to pick up a new... actually, that's also something I need to beat. Need medical supplies. I'll grab 2 of these, which is fine. Not a lot we can sell right now, unfortunately. I'm a bit strapped for cash. With that done, we'll just do a quick swing by to see if there's anything going on with any of the people that we haven't talked to yet. No, we've talked to them. Okay, because I need to buy some programs. I need to buy a better board, and I need to buy some programs. Okay. Anything? Alright, need new deck, some software perhaps. These taps painting against the mold, or maybe you're a rigger like me. Okay. So we need to have that, because that's better than the current one we have. I also need to get some better programs. Let's see what we have first off. We've got Erosion 1, Killer 1, Medic 1. and obviously suppression 1. So we've got... I want to get an upgrade for this. Heal 2 would be useful. An erosion 2 would be really nice. So what's the difference? No, erosion 2 is better. So that's 150. But that's 2 cooldown. Yeah, okay, I can see the point. Cooldown 2, damage 75. Well, let's grab the new board. And we'll grab blaster. No, we'll get that in case we run into that. And we'll get that's a bonus damage thing. Okay, that's good to know. We'll grab that and we'll get erosion 2. And then to counterbalance that, we'll sell a lot of my level 1 stuff. Because I don't need to have... like, level 1 healing I don't need I don't need to have any longer. Wait, hold on. Okay. I'm just going to quickly go back to base and sort through the stuff that I actually have on my person. I wish you could run faster in this game. Okay. Okay, so first things first. Let's take that off. Let's put that on. Right, items and stats. What we have in stats, we have erosion 1. Erosion 1, medic 1, killjoy 1, or killer 1, erosion 1. I thought we had more than this. Okay. How much new yen do we have left? Didn't I buy a bunch of stuff? Or am I just going mad? Okay. No, because it's gone. Okay. Well, we can sell the old one. Oh, there we go. This is stuff I got equipped. Right, so that's what we got equipped. So we can have these ones. And we got that, so I can sell this for 500. I can sell the erosion, the killer, and the level 2 of that. Okay. Okay. We can carry 5 programs, so take that one and the erosion 2. But I'd really love to get another one of these suppression level spells, but I can't see it anywhere. We could also pick up a like companion, which would be nice to have as well. Okay, let's pick up this job. Ugh. Load of creepy people. Right, yeah, I take the Turkish coffee, the real stuff. Very good. Hand you some which he fills you the brim with dark seeming liquid. Is there anything else you want? Just killing time. Okay. Missing items. Turkish coffee. Authentic coffee served from an insulated ceramic cup. Okay. Alright. And then there's him. Frau Muller. As you press your way through the cosy, smoke-filled confines of Cafe Chavez, you catch sight of Frau Miller. She appears as Amsel described her, an impressively looking woman of Atlesian descent, with coffee-coloured skin and dark, wavy hair. Everything about her screams corporate executive, from her expensive-looking suit to her tastefully understated makeup. She obviously is nervous, but she is hiding it well. She locks eyes with you as you hastily and hastens only slightly before speaking. Black Knight, I presume. Herr Amsel told me that I could meet you here. He wasn't lying. He said you had a job for me. She holds silence for a moment and nods. Yes, I do. In truth, I am desperate in need of your help. Then tell me what you need, Frau Muller. She offers you a small smile, an assumed name, obviously, but I've been told that this is how you people do business. I thought I had corporate, didn't I? Etiquette, security, Shadowrunner. Ah. If only I'd got more charisma saved up. She straightens her seat and ties hands. From the accent, you'd know at first that I am from Atlesian. Further, you may have guessed who I work for. You tell me I'm not in the business of guessing. As Technology, the only Aslan-based corporation operating in Germany. I've been with the company for over a decade. Over the course of my employment, I have worked on a great many projects, from the innocuous to the obscene. My hands have touched it all. Never once did I question the wisdom of our research. Never once did I consider blowing the whistle on my employers. I kept my nose down, worked hard, and excelled at the tasks set before me. Go on, please. Last month, I was transferred here from my home in Tenochtitlan. They told me that the employer of my caliber was needed in Berlin and that I would be working on a project with wide-reaching applications. The only other detail that I was given was the name of the project, Bloodline. Doesn't sound good. She looks you in the eye, and for the first time you can see the cracks in her composure. She's doing a good job of hiding it, but deep down the woman is terrified. I have seen many terrible things in my life, Black Knight. In Tenochtitlan, blood magic is commonplace. Take a moment to imagine what that means. In the underground markets, people are brought and sold as chattel. Street children are rounded up and bled until like lambs. I have witnessed all these things by the age of 12. You take a deep breath and then lets it out slowly. Seeing such things, it changes you, makes you numb. But what I found when I arrived here was worse. This project it horrifies me, Black Knight, and it must be stopped. Tell me everything about Bloodline. She shakes her head. Less that you know, the better for both of us. You just have to trust me on that. You need only know that it is evil, and it is not a word that I use lightly. If you won't tell me what Blackline is, how do I expect me to stop it? Evil is a childish term, Frau Miller. There is no such thing as good or evil, but black and white. The sooner you learn that, the better. You have to understand, Frau Miller, I can't accept the job without knowing what it entails. Let's go with that. Of course not, your job is relatively simple. I want you to bring the building down. The computers, the research data, the mages, the scientists that are working to bring about this abomination. I want all of them burnt to ashes and buried in rubble. No compromises, no exceptions. See, tone softens. I'm sure you have unanswered questions. I am not in the habit of dealing with Shadowrunners. In truth, I spent the majority of my career living in fear of you people. But I do know that you're the only ones who can get this done. So tell me, Black Knight, is there anything more that you need to hear from, or are you ready to make a decision? Paul Amzel is my representative in this matter. Why couldn't you tell all this to him? I had to meet you in person, to look you in the eye and see the woman behind the name. Now that I have done so, I am sure that you are the one that I need. Naturally, I will send any further information about the job to Herr Amsel, provided, of course, you accept it. What about any innocent people in the building? None of us are innocent, Black Knight, but if you need to salve your conscience, rest assured that at the hour of your approach, the only personnel authorized to be on site would be security and senior members of the research team. As I assure you, neither are innocent in this matter. If Bloodline Project reaches completion, nobody will be safe ever again. This sounds like hyperbole, I know, but it isn't. The Bloodline Project will lead to countless deaths. I am certain enough of this to hire you, despite the fact that what this doing will probably cost me my own life. I'm not a demolitions expert, Frau Muller. How do you expect me to level a building? You don't need to be. You just need to be a competent decker, which I am told that you are. The facility is powered by a number of on-site generators. There are safeguards to place to prevent them from overloading. In the event of a power spike, the system is designed to shut itself down, but I know you can disable those safeguards. Once generators begin to overload, you have a limited time to reach a safe distance. The explosion will be quite catastrophic. What can you tell me about the building security? Expect to be tight. In addition to their standard security teams, As Technology has taken on a knight-errant high-threat response team contracted to protect the building. Corporate didn't seem to mind contracting a competitor for emergency response services. That should give you some indication as to the uniqueness of this project. At any rate, I bet that I've come up with a solution to the knight-errant problem. I believe I've come up with a solution to the knight-errant problem. I've discussed the matter with your Herr Amsel if you said a job. Let's talk about compensation. 36,000 yen, as I told Herr Amsel. That's all I allocated the job. That's fair. I've reached a decision. I'll take the job. Yeah, because she's obviously nervous enough to do this, so whatever it is, and having some called a project Bloodline is probably, and she comes from an organisation that deals with blood magic, is not a good thing. Have hair visibly brightened. In that case, it's a deal. I can't tell you how I'm relieved I am, Black Knight. Thank you for helping me to bring this nightmare to an end. I will iron out the remaining details with your Herr Amsel. He will talk this over with you anyway, I'm sure. You're a good woman, Black Knight. You are setting many lies, more lies than you know. Yeah, that's worrying. What have we got ourselves in for? Okay. Poor Amsel. Welcome back, Black Knight. How did it between Frau Muller go? I said the job. Any idea how to tackle this? Yes, a few. Frau Miller provided us with detailed information on the facility. I have vetted the information and it seems to hold up. Based on its intel, I have formulated what I believe will be an effective strategy to bring down the building. According to Muller's intel, the facility is extraordinarily well guarded. Whatever this Bloodline project is, the Azis have spared no expense in defending it. The facility is patrolled by Aztec internal security personnel. On their own, they would pose a challenge, but I don't doubt that you could brute force your way through them. Unfortunately, they will not be on their own, as Technology has purchased one of Knight Errant's most expensive security contracts as an additional line of defense. That's not good. No, it's not. Knight Errant is too dangerous to take on directly, but if we were compromising their comm links, we could at least partially mitigate this danger. I've pulled some strings with an old contact of mine. He's provided me with an address of a small software developer, OTK International. They write the firmware updates for Knight Errant's comm systems, and their defense should be considerably weaker than Aztec's. My contact has informed me that OTS stores an off-site hard copy of every firmware update develops for data security purposes. My suggestion is this: you hit the officers of OTK International and reduce their computer to slag. In the interim, I will have the hard copy of their next update replaced with a compromised version. When OTK's next update goes live, our compromised version will push out to Knight Errant. When we hit the As Technology facility, I'll be able to trick Knight Errant via their comm links. This should make this run much more manageable. He fishes his pocket for something, and a moment later he produces a corporate ID with face on it. This will get you through the front door of the office park that contains OTK International. My contacts were only able to provide me with one card, so you need to let the rest of your team in through the side door. Alright, sounds like a plan. Very good. OTK's offices aren't far from here. You should take the Uberbahn there when you're ready. Gordon Bennett. Yeah, this is getting really complicated. Open the dogs directory. Yeah. Is there any standing payments? Okay. I didn't betray her, I haven't done anything like that. This seems to be a good place to leave it for now, folks. Because we've got 3 main missions. AK Chemical Europa, OT International, take U-Bun. This is the one that's going to be, these two are going to be annoying. This one is to destroy something, or to steal something. Raise the money to pay Alice. Yeah. As for our gear, our charisma is okay and an int is nice and high. Unfortunately, doesn't mean I can actually. It doesn't mean it's boosted that high. Unfortunately, your base int stays the same. It just means that we get bonuses on stuff. So I do need to invest more points into intelligence at some point. I also would like to put more intelligence into charisma to get another etiquette, if possible. But that's just for now. Anyway, I've been Cornish-knight. This has been Shadowrun Dragonfall, and I shall see you all again next time. Goodbye, folks.